onto a rooftop. He comes crashing in and starts laying it out on everybody. We see John standing outside a restaurant, probably considering getting something to eat. He goes in and is greeted by a woman working there.
Can I help you?
He decides he wants a pie. Before she even finishes, we got ourselves a male Karen over here cutting her off and complaining, stating he was there first and he wants his steak immediately. The woman assured he would get it soon enough. As John sits by the counter, he overhears the male Karen and his accomplice talking about taking out somebody and that they have a boss named Pecos. John's pie arrives first, and soon enough this guy complains again and then tries to flip John Wick off. Are you freaking kidding me? John Wick, the man that killed killers with a pencil? Well, anyway, the male Karen kept talking crap to John, but John kept on ignoring him. And the guy eventually cancels his order while they were already bringing his meal to his table. What a piece of work. The guy takes his leave not knowing he and John were going to cross paths later on. John makes for a quick buy at a convenience store and heads to find a motel room. Along the way, he stops in an abandoned building and just gives a random cat food. I mean, it's kind of out of character. If only the cat knew that it is the boogeyman showing him kindness. He reaches a place, settles in, and rests for a while. He's awake. At once, a cat catches his attention. He looks out his window, sees a white cat from the other apartment, as the owner appears behind him, and they both stare at each for a moment, as if they knew themselves. Instantly, some men came crashing in through the neighbor's door, holding him at gunpoint. John, seeing everything happen, and decides to save the neighbor's life. From the other side, we now see Pecos as he stares out the window and sees John jumping out his window onto a rooftop. He comes crashing in and starts laying it out on everybody. He stands there unfazed, but one of the goons picks up a gun to shoot John, but he kicks it out of his hands, rendering him useless. It turns out that it was the guy from the diner earlier on. He begs for John to spare him. John exclaims that he did not come for him, but for Pecos, his boss. Pecos, confused, did not know John. Wick then reminded him of the past. And suddenly he remembers and tries to be friendly. From the story, there was others as well involved in this massacre, as Pecos tries to sway John and insists on making things right whilst pulling out a gun on John. But Wick immediately shoots him on the spot, killing him. He checks on the man that was held at gunpoint, and it turns out the man is Karen, John's longtime friend. Karen goes on to get rid of the others. They try to beg for their lives, but that did not work. Karen goes to book reservations at the local Continental in El Paso as he tells John about the other two acquaintances of Pecos, Buffalo, and Billy. But he also advises him on the rules when they reach the Continental, of which he also has to follow. The police pull up to the scene, and as usual, he did not see a thing. Then we see the previous accomplice of the male Karen spying on John and Karen. She starts reporting of the failed mission with Pecos as everyone is dead. The name of the person she spoke to is Maria. Then Maria asked for a name. Maria stands in this huge mansion surrounded by hired killers as she asked who wants to help her kill John Wick, a name she would soon regret to hear.